There are three common mistakes. That's why forgetting becomes a huge problem in organizations. Again, remember the story of the four monkeys. Forgetting is not easy. And if you can avoid these three common mistakes, forgetting is easier to overcome. Common mistake number one, you hire only from within. Now again, you may want to think about what is the reason why organizations transfer people from box 1 business into box 3. The reasons are simple. They think of this as a reward for high performers in box 1. High performers in box 1 should be rewarded, for sure. But they may not all be appropriate for box 3. You've got to first determine what is the capability that's needed in box 3. Sometimes we way overestimate the capabilities of the performance engine. Performance engine can do a lot of things, but it cannot do everything. In fact, my rule of thumb is anytime you launch a box 3 experiment, at least 1 in 4 employees should come from the outside. If not even 1 in 4 employees come from the outside, there could be a significant forgetting problem. Not only that, my rule of thumb is the leader of the box 3 experiment should come from the outside, or certainly represent the new core competency that you need for the box 3 experiment. In this case, Martin Niesenholz is the leader. He not only comes from the outside, he represents the new core competency that's needed. Again, think about it this way. What is the core competency you need in the New York Times printed newspaper? It is journalism. What is the core competency you need in New York Times digital? It is software expertise. It's a technology business. And if you put a journalist in charge of New York Times digital, they will kill it. Because think of it this way. What does a journalist want to accomplish in life? They want to win the Nobel Prize, the Pulitzer Prize in journalism. And how do you win Pulitzer Prize? By not breaking any story prematurely. Whereas on the web, the whole job is to constantly update stories. My point is, the leader of the box 3 experiment is the most powerful person. And that powerful person should be able to really break the whole core competency and embed new core competency. Otherwise, forgetting will be a significant problem. The second common mistake in creating, which is why forgetting challenge becomes a huge problem, is you ask the performance engine to execute box 3 innovation. Performance engine is not designed for that purpose. Therefore, you're going to struggle in forgetting. Mistake number 3 is you use the same performance metric that you use in box 1 onto box 3 projects. Box 3 is a new business model innovation. Therefore, it requires new performance metric. As an example, think back to the General Electric case where their box 1 business was the $20,000 ECG machine. And the box 3 experiment that they started and succeeded was the $500 ECG machine. Of course, on the $20,000 ECG machine, that's a premium price, high gross margin product. If you use the same high gross margin as the metric by which you are going to evaluate the $500 ECG machine, that will never take off. Because the $500 ECG machine is low margin but high volume business. Therefore, differentiate the performance metric. If we can avoid these 3 common mistakes, then the chance that your box 3 idea will go into a fully scaled business by overcoming the forgetting problem goes way high up.